Hi everyone. I hope you can hear me. I have some internet connection issue lately. We're gonna start standing at the top of the mat. I'm so tall you cannot see the top of my head. It's just a joke. So yeah, let's get started and stand strongly at the top of the mat. Maybe you close your eyes and try to feel how it feels to be here right now. Focus on your breath. Maybe you're putting a hand on your belly and hand on your heart to help to focus on your breath. Feel your feet on the floor, pressing firmly, supporting you. Engage your quadriceps. Put your belly in slightly. On every exhale, put your belly in. Don't do anything weird with your shoulder. Relax them on the back, but don't do overdo it. So don't extremely put them. I'm gonna bring them. Your head is just on top of your spine. Your chin is parallel to the floor. And you're reaching the crown of your head as well as your heels towards the sky. And we're going to start to just align together with a big inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Blink your eyes open and bring your arm overhead. Inhale. Exhale, bow forward, lift your quadriceps. And maybe here you have your feet together or you have your feet hip width distance apart as a start. Relax your head here and maybe you shake it. No, trying to reach the crown of your head towards the floor. Inhale, take a flat back. Exhale, send your left leg long and back to the back of the room. Low lunge. Here you're really trying to have your hips square to the front of the mat. Exhale, put your left knee down and bring your arm overhead on your next inhale. Reach your fingertips toward the sky. On the next side, you're going to open, twist to the side. Bring your left hand to your right knee and use the leverage to open your right arm toward the back of the room. Keep your head over your hip and continue to send your heels toward the sky. Breathe in, inhale. Exhale, both hands to the sky and both hands to the mat. Tuck your back toe under, breathe in, go forward with all your body. Try to not lift your butt too high. Plant your hands both sides of your front foot and step your right foot long and back, plank pose. You are on the ball of your feet. You press your hands into the floor. Starting Tadasana pose. It's a side tiptoe over Tadasana. And from here, we're going to bend our elbows toward our ribs to go all the way to the mat. Try to give yourself some space. If you're like me, very close to your wall, maybe you slide a little bit back to the mat. And you're going to spider your hands outside of your mat. And for now, you can put your forehead to your mat. You're going to roll your shoulder away from the mat and press into your fingertips to lift your torso a little higher. Inhale, press the top of your feet to the floor, lift your belly. Exhale, dip your right shoulder to the mat and look left. Inhale, go back to center, lift your torso a bit higher. Exhale, left shoulder to the mat. Maybe you relax your head at the same time. Inhale, we take that one more time. Middle, exhale. Right shoulder to the mat. Go back to center, last side. Inhale, belly in, press the top of your feet. Exhale, lift your shoulder to the mat. Go back to center. Bring your hands alongside your chest. Your fingertips are aligned with your nipples. You're going to tuck your back toes under and press back in a very active movement to plank pose. Hips to the sky, downward facing dog. So might be the first download of the day. And as I always say, maybe you're pedaling out, but maybe you find stillness straight away. Do something that makes you feel good right now, not because you used to do always the same thing. Try to feel how it is today. Every day is different. That's the only constant. Everything changes. Press your fingertips into the mat, the ball of your feet into the mat. Your arms are super straight, but your legs are not. They can be slightly bent. And the importance of the bend of the knees is to bring your hips a little higher. Inhale, look forward and slide to plank pose. Exhale, put your knees to the mat. On the next inhale, you're going to bring your right arm to the sky and take a twist. And we're going to continue to stretch the shoulder by threading our right arm underneath your left and put your head to the floor. Maybe you bring your bit further to go a bit deeper in your shoulder stretch. Keep your belly in and keep on pressing to the top of your feet. Bring your left hand back close to your face if you bring it out. And go back to that twist. Bring your right hand to the mat. On an inhale, bring left arm towards the sky and you press also very firmly with your right hand. On the next exhale, you're going to thread your left arm under your right, put your head down. And if your head is not down, maybe you put a block underneath. And you can bring your right arm a little bit further to the corner of your mat to deepen the stretch a little bit more. And breathe. On your next inhale, you're going to bring your right hand back where it belongs. Press the floor away while you're opening back up with your left arm long and back to the mat. From here, we're going to warm up the core just a little bit, and we're going to tuck our back toes under to go to that bear tap, one of my favorites, right? And we're going to take 10 straight and 10 twisted. So straight is bring your right heel to your right elbow, left to left. It's 1, 2, 3. Try to keep your hips square and engage your lower belly. That's going to support the pose. We are at 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Put your knees back to the mat and maybe shake your hands. It's a great way to also warming up our wrists because we are a lot on our hands in yoga. Go back to tabletop. Tuck your back toes under. Lift your knees away. And this time we're going to twist. Right knee, left elbow. Go back. Left knee, right elbow. 2, 3, 4, 5, halfway. 6, belly in, 7, the neck is long, last 2, and last 1. Maybe you keep your knees lifted, you go back to plank, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Big inhale here, and big exhale. Press your fingertips into the mat. Your gaze is in between both of your toes, and you have your arm alongside the face. And you're here, close to your arm. On your next inhale, you're going to look forward and step your left foot to the front of the room. Put your right knee to the mat. Inhale, low lunge, arms to the sky. Press into the top of your right foot. Hips are square and arms are very straight. On your breath out, empty your right hand to your left knee and send your left arm long and back. Maybe you look at it. Crown of the head high. Inhale here. On your exhale, both arms to the sky, both hands to the mat. Tuck your back to under and go forward. Breath in here. On your breath out, bring 2 feet to the front of the room and bow forward. Inhale, take a flat back. Bring your arms overhead, press the floor away. Exhale, arm to your side. Inhale, bring your arms back up, belly in. Exhale, bow forward, lift your quadriceps. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands and step to the back of the room. This one, we're gonna go all the way down as well, and we're gonna take baby cobra. Pressing to the top of your feet, roll your shoulder away from the floor to lift the back of the neck towards the sky. Inhale. Exhale, bow your head to the mat. We're going to do that again. Roll your shoulder away, press into the top of your mat, of your feet, sorry, and lift your kneecaps away, as well as your belly. Inhale. Exhale, bow your head to the mat. Inhale, tuck your toes under. Engage everything you have as straight as possible, and on your breath out, press to plank pose, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Inhale here and exhale. Inhale. On your breath out, you're going to step your right foot to the front of the room, low lunge. This time we stay high, and maybe we bring 2 blocks to the side of your right foot. Inhale, dip your left hip a little lower. Try to keep your front knee above your ankle, and maybe you open your chest a little bit more. Exhale, press the floor away. Extend both of your legs and bow toward your front leg, long pyramid pose. Inhale, we're going to pulse that a little bit. Dip your hips, open your torso. Exhale, press the floor away and bow to your front leg. And maybe you press a little bit more into the ball of your front feet. Inhale, rebend your front knee. Exhale, bow your right foot. Exhale, bow. Inhale, halfway lift. With your flat back, go all the way up. Press your feet firmly into the floor. Exhale, arm to your heart center or arm to your side. Last one, bring your arms back up. Exhale, bow forward, lift your back. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands and step to the back of the room. If you do that, step, and if you don't jump, if you are not familiar with that, try to alternate your feet. Try to do one time the right, one time the left, just to try to balance everything. And here you're trying to have your hip your hip aligned with your shoulder and your ankle and your hips as well. You're on the ball of your back feet. And maybe this time you bend your elbows halfway and you go into a low push-up. Flip your feet, keep your knees and your thigh away from the floor while you're straightening your arms, upward facing dog, belly in, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Big inhale here. On your next exhale, you're gonna step your left foot to the front of the room, grab your block if you have them. Maybe you take a different high, or maybe you don't need them at all. If you don't need them, I really would like you to take the motion from the hip. So when we extend our front leg, we can see that here in the pelvic area, in your hip socket, is making the motion of the stretching of the front leg. Press into the ball of your left foot, rebend your front knee, dip your hip a little bigger, a little deeper, and upward your torso. Exhale, press the floor away and bow toward your front leg. Stay high to the ball of your back foot. Inhale, rebend. Exhale, press the floor away. On the next breath in, you're going to look forward, maybe with your flat back, and step your back foot to meet your front foot. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale with your flat back. Go all the way up, arms to the sky. Exhale, arm by your side. Okay, let's get rolling. Inhale, bring your arms back up. Exhale, bow forward, lift your belly. Inhale, half back, halfway. Flat back, halfway. Exhale, plant your hands. And step to the back of the room. On the next breath out, bend your elbows halfway. Flip your feet. Straighten your arms, upward facing dog. And stay here a little longer to really have maybe you look at me here. And you have your chest open to the front room. And my side and my feet are super engaged. Belly in, exhale, hips to the sky. Use your belly to go back to downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. And practice the thing you know. So we spoke about the hands. You want to press into every fingertip you have. Your arms are super straight. Your head is kind of resting naturally in between your arms. And your armpits are facing one another. That means that your shoulder blades are spreading into your back. You're on the ball of your feet. Maybe your heels touch the floor, but that's not, that's great to have open hamstring, but it's not like you'll find alignment because your heels touch the floor. On the next inhale, you're going to bring your right heel towards the sky and keep your hip square to the front of the room. Breath out, bring your knee to your chest, press the floor away to make some room to step your right foot to the front of the room in between yourself. Put your back heel towards the mat and angle your feet towards the upper corner of your mat, 45 degrees angle. And just find your warrior one feet. You can have probably keep with the sense apart in between your feet, or maybe the width of one of the block. And try to stay low to really find that bend and have your front chin perpendicular to the mat. Inhale, bring your arms overhead, warrior one. Exhale, bring your hands at your lower back to open your chest a little bit more. Recommit to your front bend in your front knee and flip your back foot away from the mat. You are now on the ball of your left foot. Keep your chest open towards the sky. Maybe you look up a little bit more and bring your knuckles toward the floor. On your next inhale, bring your gaze towards the front of the room, and you're going to take a big step to balance on your right leg to go to warrior three with your hands. And try to have your torso here parallel to the floor. That means that your shoulder and your hips are on the same plane. Your belly is in. And on the next breath in, you're going to approach your torso and bring your left ankle on top of your right knee. And use the pressure of your knuckles towards the floor to continue to open your chest. Bend deeply into your right knee. Last breath in. Breath out, stand up. And press your left foot on the mat. Inhale, bring your arms overhead. Reach high with your fingertips. On the next exhale, you're going to step long and really like the longest you can have with your right foot. Bend into your front knee, high lunge. Breath in here. Maybe you look toward your hand. Maybe you put your hands together. Exhale, open up warrior two pose. Press into both of your feet, back edge of your back foot. Bend into that front knee. Your toes are light, and you're pressing both of your thighs toward the back wall. Index finger away from one another, and your arms super straight. On the next inhale, you're going to look forward to the top of your mat and step high and long to half moon. And maybe you have a block here to welcome you and welcome your balance. You want to have the side of your waist as long as possible, and your flying leg is also super engaged. Reach in every direction you are opening. Then your torso is open to the side wall. From here, we're going to land long to land into triangle pose. So you have the distance of one of your own leg in between your two feet, front heel, back arch alignment, and you keep your chest as open as it was in half moon pose. And if I would be behind you, you would lean into me. So you really want to keep that torso open. Bring your right hand alongside you here. Close your chest to the mat and land onto your right hand. Push your block away if you had one. And you're gonna, from here, we're gonna go to Vashisthasana, side plank. So however you want to go. Here, maybe you stagger your feet if it's easier for the first one. Maybe you have the feet on top of one another. And it's exactly the same as plank pose, as Tadasana, except that we tip you on the side. Hey, we do yoga, so we can put you in any shape, right? And maybe you look with your right hand, with your right eye to your left thumb. Last breath, press the floor away, arm reaching high, feet. And go to plank, and maybe you're trying to take a straight limb plank. Both hands to the mat. Then your elbow for chaturanga. Flip your knee to bring back your hips to the sky. Adho Mukha. Big inhale. And big exhale. 2 more breaths. On your next breath in, you're going to bring your left heel towards the sky. And try to not lift your right heel with you. So you see we are here. And when we lift one leg, we tend to go everything high. So try to keep your right heel as close to the mat as possible, while you're bringing your left heel as high as possible. Your arm and your leg, your arm are super straight as well as your lifted leg. You're pressing into your fingertip. And your next out breath, you're going to bring your knee to your chest and press the floor away a little bit more to make some room for your left foot to step here. Empty your left heel, your right heel, sorry, towards the mat and angle 45 degrees on your back foot. Try to keep your hips as square as possible to the front of the room. And press into both of your feet to come up to warrior. And bend into that front knee a little bit deeper. Bring both hands to your back and open your chest here. And then bow forward on your breath out to that umber warrior. And that's continue to open your shoulder, to open your chest. Maybe you look a little bit further at the top of the mat and you're going to flip your back heel to then take off to land into warrior 3. Bring your knuckles towards the sky and your flying leg is super engaged. It's like you're stepping into the back wall, trying to keep your hips aligned with your shoulder. And on the next breath out, you're going to bring your right ankle on top of your left knee and bend that left knee. So it's a kind of like a one-legged squat or figure 4, however you want to put it. And keep opening your chest. So reach your knuckle to the floor while you're trying to reach high with the crown of your head. Go lower, and to go lower, you bend deeper. Oops, sorry, I'm losing my balance. And I'm trying to look at something that's not moving to make sure I'm not falling. But even if I do, I can try again. Bring your right knee to your chest. Step your right foot close to your left. And wide your arm and reach your arm back up. From here, we're going to step long and back that left foot. And we are in high lunge. You're on the ball of your left foot to bend deeper in your right leg. Open up to warrior 2 on your breath out. Bend into your right knee and take room. It's the biggest pose of yoga. The biggest pose, it's like the widest one where we take more space. So take room. Bend into your front knee. Press into your front heel. Open that knee toward the back wall. Try to keep your knee tracking with your front toe and you press into the back edge of your back foot. Your arm are super straight and you reach the crown of your head towards the sky. Belly in, inhale. Exhale, go to half moon. So your feet are exactly the same except that you're lifting one. But as we were saying, we do yoga, right? And we bring that left arm alongside with you, and you're gonna reach long and high with your left hands, as well as your left feet. Engage that flying leg, and you reach with the crown of your head toward the back wall. Big inhale here. On your breath out, you're gonna land lightly into triangle pose, and maybe you bring your block with you, and maybe you keep your arm reaching high because it's exactly the same alignment in the chest. And you maybe look at your left thumb with your right hand. I think we did that side already. We're gonna reach, yeah, we did. We're gonna reach that left arm alongside you here to take really the stretch here on your side body. But we also want to keep the right side as long as the left. Maybe you still look under your armpits and you're gonna land onto your left hand this time to go to side plank. So however you wanna go for it. I'm already on the edge of my back foot to send my right foot stack on top of one another. And it's exactly the same principle that I was just saying in triangle. You keep the side of your torso the same length. You don't want to arch it or do anything weird with it. Reach high with your right hand and you press as much as possible with your left. Maybe you open your feet to go back to plank pose, but keep that Right arm alongside your heel. Last 3. Hips square to the mat 2. 1, both hands to the mat. Plank pose. Bend your elbows halfway. Chaturanga. Press the mat away above the torso. Urdhva Mukha, thighs away from the floor. Roll your feet and use your belly to bring your hips back to the sky. Downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale. Last 3. Last 2. So this time we're going to flow through that. I'm going to give less cue for alignment, and we're just going to get moving. We'll continue to move. Take a big inhale here. Exhale, bring your right heel towards the sky. On your breath in, bring your right knee to your chest, press the floor away, and step your right foot in between your hands. Empty your left heel and bend deeply into your front knee. Belly in, press into your feet, warrior 1. Come high with your hand and your arms straight. Exhale, bring your knuckles to your lower back, open your chest, and bend a little deeper in your front knee. Exhale, bow forward, humble warrior. Bring maybe your shoulder to your knee. Inhale, look forward to the top edge of your mat. Put your belly in and go to the ball of your back foot to press, to go to warrior 3 with the bind. Reach long and back with your flying leg. Your standing quadriceps is super engaged, and the crown of your head is going towards the front wall. Inhale, upward the torso, and bring your left ankle on the top of your right knee, and bend that right knee deeply. Reach your knuckles towards the sky, the floor, sorry. And maybe this time you bow a little bit. I cannot really do it on that side because it's painful on my left hip. Come back to center if you did bow, and bring your left foot to meet your right. Inhale, bring your arms overhead, press the floor away. And on your next exhale, you're going to bring your right feet towards the back of the room, step long and back, high lunge. Inhale here, maybe you look towards your hand, maybe they press together. Exhale, warrior 2, open your chest and take space with your feet. Front heel, back arch alignment, fingertips away from everything. Your arms are super straight, crown of the head high. Inhale, look forward and step to half moon pose. Keep your chest open. And maybe you look at your flying hands. And that flying leg is also super engaged. Big inhale and big exhale. Next exhale, you're gonna land not too long, like the distance of one of your own leg. And the side of your torso are staying equal. Maybe you bring your right hand overhead. Maybe this time you're trying to bring also your left hand overhead, like you have a block in between your hands. You look under your armpit. Close your chest toward the mat. Bring both hands to the mat. If you want an extra challenge into your side plank, maybe you grab your big toe with your yoga toe lock, your 2-piece finger, and you're going to side plank with your big toe with you. For the people who are flexible, or you can bring maybe your feet overhead. I cannot really do the variation, but I'm going to bring my knee as close as possible from my arm and press into my right hand. I bring my left feet to meet my right, belly in, open my feet, go back to plank, three arm plank, both hands to the mat. Bend your elbow halfway, chaturanga. Flip your feet upward your torso, Urdhva Mukha. Use your belly to bring your hips back to the sky. Adho. Inhale and exhale. On your next in-breath, bring your left heel towards the sky while you're keeping your right toward the mat. Breath out, knee to the chest, press the floor away, and step your left foot to the foot of the room. Empty your right heel to the mat. And take your warrior one leg, press your floor away to bring your arms overhead. Inhale. Exhale, interlace your finger at your lower back, open your chest. Maybe you look up and you're recommitting to your front bend. Exhale, bow forward toward your front knee. And maybe you bring your shoulder towards your knee. Inhale, look forward, flip your back foot and press into that ball of the right leg to go to warrior three with the bind into your hands. Bring your knuckles toward the sky and upward your torso on your next inhale to land your right ankle on top of your left knee. And go a little lower. Maybe you use the pressure of your arm first to bring your hips a bit lower, and maybe you bow towards your front leg, and this time bring your knuckles toward the sky. Go a little deeper, and you should feel it from the outside of your hip. Bring your torso upright, crown of the head towards the sky, right foot meets your left foot. Unwind your arm, bring them overhead, reach high, and step long and back with your left foot this time. Maybe your palms touch overhead. Inhale, exhale, open up warrior two. Arms long, and you get low with your leg. On the next in-breath, you're going to look forward and go to half moon pose. Engage all the leg you have, and your standing feet is parallel to the long side of your mat. Look up if you can. You can also just look to the side if it's more comfortable into your neck. It should not hurt. And if your neck is not open yet, that's okay. You'll work on it. Big inhale here. Exhale, step that left foot to triangle pose, and maybe you keep your chest open into the transition. The side of your waist is equal, and you reach high with your left hand. Bring your left arm alongside your heel. Maybe you bring your right arm and try to stay low. Bend into your front knee and close your chest to the mat. Land onto your left hand, and maybe you grab your right big toe with your yoga toe lock, going at the edge of your back foot to go to side plank. And maybe you're taking a variation with your toe reaching high. Try to keep your spine long. Release your toe. Oops. Release your toe and go back to side plank. Bring your right arm alongside your heel. Go to a 3-limb plank. Reach high with your right arm. Both hands to the mat. Bend your elbows halfway, chaturanga. Flip your feet upward your torso, Urdhva Mukha. Use your belly to bring your hips back to the sky, Adho Mukha. Inhale here. On your exhale, bring your knees to the mat. And maybe you take a sip of water, maybe you take a child's pose, anything you need right now. Last 5 breaths. So we're gonna work into dancer's pose. We are very open from the shoulder, from the hip. We could have like make some arm balance, but I think it's very tricky to do arm balance online. So maybe you're gonna grab like a towel or anything that can help you to get your arm longer. I took my Adidas thing with my badge because I didn't bring my towel with me. Yeah, anything can work, and we don't have to go very deep with that pose. So it's whatever you feel today. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna grab my strap because I think it's gonna be a bit better so for me to show you how it works. And you can meet me now. I'm already back. Sorry about that. So I have a strap, and you guys are in down dog. So you're gonna bring your right foot to the front of the room. Inhale here. And on the exhale, you're gonna bring your left foot towards the front of the room and bring your left knee towards you. And you're really pressing that right feet into the room, into the floor. So, and then you're gonna step your left feet back like you're preparing for Dekasana or something like that. So you're keeping your heel pretty high. And from here, you're gonna just try to bring your left heel toward your butt cheek, but don't touch it. Just make your arm string, and see my arm string is cramping. Just trying to keep your hands away from your heel. And also watch your knees and try to align them. So make sure that they are on the same plan here. And maybe you're trying then to bring that heel a little higher. And try to keep your torso upright. It's very hard. Okay, bring your left feet back to the mat. Shake it a little bit. We're going to do the same with the right. So it's just for you to get the sensation and to not lift your leg because you have strong arm. It's really the arm strings that are working here. So bring your left feet long, right feet long and back. And maybe you can have your hands to your hips. And as I always say, both sides are different. So you might already feel the difference. Crown of the head towards the sky, and your knees are also aligned. And try to bring your right heel a little higher, and try to keep your chest also high. Reach, toes to the sky, hip square, and shoulder also open. Go back to center. So you get the feeling, right? So it's really coming from the back of your leg. All those muscles that we are also using to run, to cycle. So that's like the thing that are bringing our legs high. So from here, we're gonna take the rope or whatever you have, and we're literally gonna take it as a jump rope. So we're gonna step our right foot in front of the rope, and we're gonna grab with the strap. So you're going like that, and you have your hands like the thumbs are outside, so you're gonna be able to move a little bit freely on the strap, and you're gonna lift your left heel towards your butt, and you're going to grab your left ankle with the strap. And of course, the pressure is helping, but I'm also engaging my butt cheek, my hamstring, everything, so I can help my leg to go higher and higher and higher. And maybe I keep a little bend into my right knee. That's helping to keep my chest as open as possible. And maybe you bring your elbows alongside your face. That's gonna give something like that. See, my elbows are staying like close to my face. And my shoulder are on my back. It's the same arm as down dog. Once you're done with that, you get your stretch into the quadriceps and into your feet. You put your left feet down and you're going to step your right feet behind the rope. Try to regroup your upper body, so belly in, chest open, crown of the head high, and you're going to lift your right foot and grab it eventually with the strap, with the sock, with your belt, with your dog leash, with whatever you found. And you start with both knees aligned, and then that's from here that your feet is going high, your toes are reaching towards the sky, but you use your hamstring and your belly to bring that higher. And maybe you're going closer with your hands to the strap. Try to find something that's not moving to keep your balance. Both feet to the mat once we are done with that. That should feel good. So if it doesn't, don't overdo it. Put the strap away. Maybe you shake. And we're going to close up. Bring your arms overhead. Reach high. And bring your hands to the mat. Bow forward in at your hip. Take an inhale, take a flat back. And from here, we're going to squat and take a little ball pose. I don't know if it's a pose, but we can say Dolasana or something like that. And maybe you reaching your heels high and your knees, opening your knees to your forearm. And maybe from here, you are trying to reach your hands to your heel. And you're going to try to relax your head to take the stretch. Oops, sorry, to take the stretch at your lower back. Sorry about that. And you see, that's okay. We can laugh about it. Keep a good sense of humor is crucial to yoga. And you should feel it at the same spot as you stretching on the child's pose, for instance. Relax your head. And use the pressure of your knees and your forearm to relax your shoulder as well. Unwind. We put your knees together and go to your back. Lay onto your back. So we're going to take some hip opener. If you have a favorite hip opener, please help yourself. If you like pigeon pose or something that is more yogic with a fire log or double pigeon, I really cannot do that, but it's like bringing your feet side to side like that. If you're familiar with it, please help yourself. But I'm not going to demo that. And I'm going to figure out with my feet on the wall. So the fact that there is something is not moving in front of me, it's going to help me to go a little deeper and pay attention to my outer hip. So I'm going on my back. And if you don't have a wall, it's totally fine. You can also do exactly the same. So you're bringing We're going to start with the right side. So you will bring in your left feet, 90-degree angle here from the wall. And we're going to bring the right ankle on top of your left knee as we were doing when we were standing. And you can press your knee away. Maybe you press just above the knee to avoid to hurt your knee too bad. And you keep that right feet, right ankle very engaged. And to make sure that you're not also overextending your ankle, you make sure that there is no wrinkle coming into the fold of your ankle. Try to relax here. Focus on your breath. On every breath out, you try to release something that feels a bit tense into your body. Relax your shoulder. Don't do anything weird with your eyebrows or your teeth. Relax your nose. Maybe you remove your ponytail if you do have one. It's time to send some signal to your body that you are done with your exercise for now. Last 3 breaths. And that's why we can switch sides. That's why in yoga we are starting with some warm-up and giving the energy to the body to be able to move a little further. Bring your left ankle to your right knee. And use your hands to press that knee away. Keep your left feet flexed so your leg is still engaged. Try to pay attention if your left hip is going away from the floor and bring your sit bone towards the floor to make sure that your lower back is staying flat. So I was saying in yoga we are starting with a warm-up and then we are crawling on our mats and we are standing up like we start to walk. We're getting a bit sweaty, we're getting on our hands, we do crazy things like life is bringing us. And we're finishing with some calming down to just send the signal to our body. And we finish with corpse pose because it's the end of the journey. And then at the end of the Shavasana, you start all over again. And that's really the cycle of life. And that's a short sum up of what the yoga practice is bringing you. Last few breaths. Bring both feet back to your mat. We're going to take a little back bend. We did a lot of work on the shoulder. So we're supposed to be pretty open. If you have a wheel practice, please help yourself. I think we are really prepared to do that. It's also opposed to it, but you're going to make sure that you have your ankle underneath your knees. And you're going to press into the four corners of your feet to bring your hips aligned with your knee. So you should see a straight line in between the 3 joints. And I'm going to bring, as we did the whole class, my hands under my back to help to put my shoulder under my back as well. And that's going to help to do that back bend into the thoracic spine. Sorry about that. And I'm going to bring my feet a little closer because I feel they're a bit further. So that's going to help to bring my hips a little higher. Try to keep your chin away from your chest. Press a little higher. Your hips back to the mat. And from here, I'm going to propose a happy baby. So you're going to bring your knees close to your chest. Maybe you take already that little side to side. And you're going to grab the side of your feet, but your forearm are into your knees. And try to keep your tailbone toward the mat while you're pressing your feet towards the sky. And you're using the pressure of your hands to your feet and your feet to your hands to keep your back on the mat. Maybe you start to close your eyes here. Then you move move to your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze and extend your leg long to your mat. And arm to your sides. If you have time to take a Shavasana, you deserve it. It's going to be only a few minutes before we get rolling. Last thing, if you want to do it with me, take a deep breath in through your nose and keep it in. Take another sip and keep it. The last one. And then relax, Shavasana. And start to bring some movement back to your body. Moving your toes and your fingertips. And your arms overhead. Take a big stretch from your tippy toes to your fingertips to wake up for the second time today. Bring your knees into your chests and roll to the right side to take fetal position. And here we are again. Press into your top hand to bring your torso upright. And we start all over again. The constant in every single exchange. Bring your hands to your heart center. Bow your chin towards your hands. Bring your thumb to your third eye center. Thanks for your time and your trust. Go in peace. Namaste. Thank you guys. Have a beautiful rest of your day, wherever you are.